You think we're on our way home from China in business class, but we're actually in the Zeekr 009 Grand.
This is nice.
Where would you guys like to go?
KFC, dude.
Sounds good.
What a nice guy. 30 hours of manual labor to get this polished. Past the regular massage, by the way, if that wasn't enough, hot stone massage. This is totally wild. We could be playing Fortnite right now. What's up, chat? 20-some hours of manual labor to get them polished like this.
That's crazy.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video, Ionna, InfyPower, and Eaton. Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. Also, InfyPower, the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. InfyPower, innovation for your power. And Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware, and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI.
Hey, welcome back to Out of Spec, and welcome to a van. Yes, this is the Zeekr 009, which I guess they just say 09 or sometimes just 9. I don't know, Zeekr's naming convention is really interesting. But this is an ultra luxury van. It's not just the 009, it's the 009 Grand. Now, it's not the flagship because as of yesterday at the Shanghai Auto Show, the 009 Grand Platinum Reserve Gold, I don't know, some other fancy version above this came out that had like gold plating, actual 24 karat gold plating. But essentially it's mostly the same besides that. So very, 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 very nice. It's also very expensive. Over 100 grand USD. And this is in a world where we have, you know, Xiaomi SU7 inking in below Model 3 prices. So this is like, even for China, feels pretty pricey, but you also get a lot. And as far as luxury places to sit and be driven around, because you probably don't want to drive yourself in this thing, this is hard to beat. So yes, this is the 009, about 108,000 US, which is like 780, 790,000 Chinese yuan. And yeah, look at it. It's pretty epic. It comes in one color, black, and the interior comes in one color, white. If you do want the normal 009, you do get 6 seats that way. So that way you can maybe customize a few more things like exterior color, interior color, etc. But if you want the Grand, the nice version, I guess thinking like grand piano, then you really only get it one way. But that way is pretty classy, pretty gorgeous. I think this works in this huge Chinese market of giant luxury vans. That's a thing here. We just don't understand that in the US. In the US, it seems like minivans are just like an afterthought if you're like, oh, I have a family, I need more seats for more kids. This is like the opposite thinking. This has fewer seats than a Honda Civic, so you only have 4 seats for this giant behemoth, but that's intentional. Up front, you do have a really, really nice grille. Actually, I think it took like 30 hours of manual labor to get this polished. Some sort of dark chrome situation. A bunch of slats, which is very normal for a lot of Chinese vans. You see giant grills. This one being electric though, you don't really need a grill, you just have some cooling elements down here. Radar, of course, has lots of sensors, even LiDAR up top, so it does have Zeekr's ADAS system. But otherwise, a little bit of a short hood. It looks like it probably could open, but I didn't see a button to open that. I don't think there's any storage up there. Oh, there's a button to open that. Let's see if we can actually see what's under the hood. But I'm kind of doubting it's anything. Oh, a little bit of storage. Okay, bonus points right there. And also how to locate your battery, windshield washer fluid. So yeah, just some maintenance use. I don't really know why anyone would put much in there, other than, I guess if you are a driver, you reserve the entire back of the van for your passengers, your luxurious people of some sort of esteemed amount. So this might be your own personal little storage cubby for car wash stuff. I mean, you'd probably want to keep this thing looking pretty nice. Maybe some other personal stuff, not really sure. Either way, moving back behind all this chrome, lighting, you have these classic upright lights, which I guess speaks Zeekr now, but actually originally spoke Lynk & Co to me. Zeekr's first car was, of course, the 001, but that was originally introduced as a Lynk & Co concept. And Lynk & Co, to me, is known for the double up and down lights at the front. So a little bit of a branding thing that Zeekr's going through, I think, because they have their newer cars like the 7X, the 007, that look totally different than the likes of the 009, 001, etc. So we'll see what Zeekr does in the future, but they're only a couple years old, so they're still working on their design language. Around the side, you see these floating forged wheels. These are 20-inch. They do have, hilariously, Pilot Sport EV tires. Not really sure why. I feel like you'd probably want something a bit more comfortable, a bit more maybe road noise canceling, but maybe these are optimized. I mean, they are EV, so they're probably optimized for some road noise cancellation. So maybe some foam inside the tires, not entirely sure. But I guess sporty wheels do kind of make sense. These are very nice. These are apparently 20 some hours of manual labor to get them polished like this. I don't know why they went that hard, but they did, and they look great on a van like this especially. Also, not sure if you can see back there, but air suspension. Apparently the Magic Carpet Ride air suspension, which should give this thing an even plushier ride, especially because they opted for 20-inch wheels and not the 18-inch wheels that I would have expected for something really, really plush. The Lee Mega opted for 18-inch wheels with 60 sidewall tires as a feature. It mentions 60 sidewall as a feature, which is funny. This one has 45 sidewall, so yeah, you're compromising a little bit in that regard, but maybe the air suspension, dual chamber air suspension, can make up for it. But the sporty tires, I guess that helps. Let's pause on the design for a second and talk some of the specs. 108 kilowatt hour battery pack. It is NMC, I think. I don't think it's an LFP pack, but still 800 volt architecture. So you'll see fast charging, you'll see good power. This thing, I think, has about 500 something horsepower. I don't know. The numbers on the screen. I'm just squeezing this video in before I get kicked out of this place. But it's a lot of power, a lot of torque, more than you'd probably need in a van like this. And 0 to 60 is sub 4 seconds, which is also hilarious for a van like this. I feel like this is like something you just want to like estately be cruised around in, but hey, I guess you can get somewhere fast too. Checking on the charge port, it is powered. Usually you see AC charging separate from DC charging. I'm not really sure what the status is on this, other than, well, there's a charge port up here, but there's also a charge port back here, which is also powered. And that's the high powered one. So that's really interesting, having DC fast charging under one port, AC charging under a different port. No idea why. Okay, so all that charging, fast charging, I don't know the peak speed on this necessarily. Maybe we can do a charging test on this, which would be hilarious at some point. But all those go towards the dual motor powertrain. Now the 009 can be had rear wheel drive only, but I think the Grand just comes straight off the bat with dual motor. So you'll see, I think it's permanent magnet, both motors, as far as I can tell, but nothing really told me exactly that it wasn't an asynchronous induction motor in the front, so it could be that as well. But looking at permanent magnet as far as I can tell, which yeah, means plenty fast, plenty useful, just ridiculous. You don't need that much power, but you have it. Chrome door handles, chrome bit atop here. These strakes along the door right here do also call back to the front grille, which is nice. And you get around back to the taillights. This is very Zeekr. I mean, obviously Zeekr right here, but just all the strakes and the lighting design, that is the Zeekr design language. 009, I presume this means Grand, maybe. And this is, not really sure. Zeekr, okay. They always have to have the Chinese letters for the American letters as well. Rear camera, another rear camera. A lot of sensors around the car. They always have ultrasonics, radar, LiDAR. The Chinese just go full send with all the sensors. While we're back here though, let's check on the trunk capacity. Definitely useful storage space. Quite a bit of storage space, I'd say. Full-size luggage could fit back here. You even have, looks like, subwoofers, power outlet right there for your power needs if you want to plug anything into the trunk. And then, yeah, everything else is kind of covered by these giant seat backs, which I guess we'll go look at now. What makes it grand is this on the inside.
I'm getting my massage.
Getting your massage. Do you need me to give you a minute? This is the crazy interior. But what's funny is it's a van with 4 seats.
Yeah.
Like this van has fewer seats than a Honda Civic.
I mean, it's really a two-person, or like a two-seater with the driver up front.
Yeah, so really they could have just kept it 3 seats because I don't know who would ever be sitting on the passenger seat. And it'll be fun to check out the driver's seat here in a little bit because that's also like the afterthought. The forethought, the entire thought behind this thing is this executive lounge with a 43-inch TV. Like, look at this. So, how is your massage going?
It's great. So everything is controlled by this little tablet here. We're on the TV remote screen at the moment, but you've got all these functionalities. We can start here.
Yeah, so ambient lighting, of course, you can see that kind of in the door as a hint of what that looks like. And that makes sense. You can adjust the brightness.
You've got reading lights just like you would on a plane.
Okay, controllable on the touchscreen, even though I could just reach up and do it myself, which I think I can. Yeah, I can override that, which is funny. There's more ambient light, by the way.
You've also got window controls in case you don't want to strain your arms. But I can slide to open and close the windows here.
Yeah, and it's so funny. You can slide to the moment where you want it to open to. So you can be very, very, very precise, which is funny. And then this is...
The brightness of the glass.
Wow. Okay, so the glass brightness, that's fully closed. And then we can really black this thing out just like that, which is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Oh,
This is the divider, so that little sliver of glass up there, if you really want a private moment back here, you can fully black that out.
You can
too.
block out the 3 inches of glass above the giant TV. That's what that looks like. Okay, that's hilarious. I don't even know why you would need that, but okay.
Here's the sunroof, so it looks like we can maybe be pretty precise with that as well. I have it about halfway, so yeah.
So go full open.
Yeah.
I wonder, what is that?
So that's fully open and fully closed.
Oh, okay. So there's just hotkeys for that. It would be super cool if this could also be a level of translucency or transparency, kind of like the side windows, but I'll take that. That's pretty sweet.
So we'll
Go back to fully closed. Yeah, this is like a lot of cars, like I'd pretty much usually want it open, but this is one we'd probably be watching, I don't know, what have we been watching lately? The Studio, Severance on this TV right here.
Yeah, we would want it to be movie theater luminosity. This is your essentially heating and cooling box. So it doubles as a refrigerator and a drink warmer, which is, I guess, hot water is pretty common here, hot tea. So you would be able to keep your tea or your hot water warm.
Yeah, and I guess you just open that. I'm guessing manually, there's no button to open it.
Yeah, it's not turned on.
Wow, look at that.
And an option for a shelf too.
Yeah, you can actually fit like a decent amount of drinks in there, so that's kind of nice. Too bad you can't have both, like heated and cooled at the same time.
Yeah,
but
I can't see how hot it will go without turning it on.
Well, it's okay, we can turn it on.
So, all right, here we go, I guess.
So it'll go 35 up to 50 Celsius.
I mean, that's warm.
That's pretty warm.
And of course, it kind of confirms it on the screen too.
Yeah. So how cold will it get?
All right.
15 down to -6. Okay, that's actually really cold. That's below freezing. Math.
All right.
Okay, and then the last option.
And these are just extra storage boxes that are here in between the two seats.
Yeah. How big are they? Whoa, they're automatic. I guess, oh, I can manually close it. Okay. Not sure what you'd put in those, but that's cool to have storage, I guess.
It's cool. You can also, it looks like you can,
you can lock it.
them.
So they're like safes, and you can lock them individually. So you could have yours and I could have mine. Different passcodes. I also see you have a tray table.
I do have a tray table.
I also would have a tray table, all stored in this center console, which is pretty nice.
And pretty easily maneuverable, I think.
Yeah, that works pretty well.
Yeah.
And they feel sturdy. I mean, we've been in some planes that are like kind of sketchy, where you're like the tray table is going to break.
It's a little rickety, yeah.
But those feel like rock solid, and that probably adds to the weight a little bit here. So as far as the seats go, 20-way adjustments, which is like more than I can count on my hands. 22 point massage, which is crazy. I mean, even this neck pillow has massage pushing on my neck. So like full-blown massage. Let's actually look at the seat selection here. Where's the massage and how do I adjust that?
All right, so massage is going to be this third one here. You can see all the pressure points, actually, which is incredible.
And they are, of course, heated and cooled, but not at the same time. So could have been better. Maybe that's feedback for the future, Zeekr.
So you've got a couple options here. You've got like full body, your back, your shoulders, your neck, your waist, like, and it'll show you when you pick. So let's do this.
Yeah, so it shows a bit of an animation of what those pressure points are and what row they go into. So I'll do this one. Okay, interesting. And then this is, oh, that's intensity. Okay, so full intensity always, that seems to be the move for me. And then your seat adjustments actually come in the form of these controls right here, very like Mercedes-esque. But yeah, there's your window controls like we talked about, left and right. What are these symbols on there?
So that's opening and closing the door.
Oh, opening and closing the door.
Yeah.
And then you have, yeah, seat recline. You can go full recline mode, reset, 2 different memory settings, and this goes for each side, by the way. And then your separate leg control right here. Past the regular massage, by the way, if that wasn't enough, hot stone massage.
So let's see.
Which I wonder if I can do that. Okay, you have yours going. I'll do mine here. Hot stone. I'm guessing we can't do seat cooling while this is running.
Try.
Where's the seat cooling option?
This one.
Oh.
So yours is still going,
No,
actually,
it says
from
seat
earlier.
going,
yeah.
and hot stone is happening. So in theory, that's the perfect thing, and that's what I would do every single time I entered my Zeekr 009 Palace. So then you have this, apparently some sort of adjustability setting from 1 to 10, which is beyond the adjustability we saw here that was like 3, 2, or 1. Wait, but that overrode this. So now I turn that back on, and I go in here, make sure this is set to 10. Wow, the seat controls alone need like a super user manual. Then on the far right here is all the adjustments to the seat plus the memory settings to save to 1 and 2, which presumably would be this M1 and M2, which you might be able to just press and hold here as well. So a lot you can do with just the seats. Other apps here, I guess navigation. You can like override whatever is on the screen in front of you, possibly. Or no, it's probably just observing.
I would assume you would follow whatever is up front.
I think you're just observing what the screen in front of you is saying. Phone calls option, what, oh, is it security? Cameras, oh, you can watch your driver. Okay. There is no privacy.
This is giving Parasite, honestly.
And what is...
internet or satellite? Email,
sort of
maybe?
satellite.
Yeah.
Connectivity. Oh, here's a quick menu, by the way. Settings, and I'm guessing this is like some sort of phone app control, and then just a bunch of settings. That looks like EQ, jazz, and then all the different volume settings here, and even that's Dolby Atmos symbol, I think. But it also could be their AI assistant symbol. They seem to be almost the same. That was music.
Yeah.
This is the screen. Speaking of the screen, we should definitely show that off. So you have this remote, and you can turn it on. And then the giant screen, I don't know how to like explain how huge this is. I mean, it's a 43-inch TV, which doesn't sound that big, but like you're in a pretty confined space. So I don't know if
Hand for size.
if that shows, there we go. That's that. Yeah, lean forward again. There we go. Screenshot. So that, okay, see, that's the assistant, the smart assistant, which looks awfully similar to the Dolby logo, which is funny. But yeah, that's the screen, which has a whole other slew of apps. I'm guessing a lot of, oh, Eva's their virtual assistant, I guess?
Yep.
Okay. Well, anyways, a bunch of apps on here. Probably, yeah, gaming. We have karaoke, of course. which what place wouldn't have karaoke? Although I don't see a microphone, but I guess you can just sing out loud.
It's your car, you sing out loud. Yeah, I mean, you'd be able to, I guess, do anything.
Yeah, you can play stuff on USB, probably Bluetooth. That says AI, I guess. This is, okay, projection from your device or mirror or film. Oh, but they're showing the screen up front. So perhaps this is like pairing it to the screen up front or projecting from that. I'm not entirely sure. But this would be how you would set that up. They do have, a lot of different apps than we would have in the US. Like you won't find Google Maps on here. No Gmail, of course. Anything else worth noting? Billy, that's a famous one. Yeah, I could totally watch movies in here. TV shows.
Oh, you can link your Switch.
Oh my gosh. We could be playing Fortnite right now. But instead we're filming.
Wow, imagine playing Fortnite on your way to the airport.
That would be crazy.
I would miss my flight because I'd want to win a game.
Yeah, just one more game.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Well, this is where we should have been the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know why we've been out there. Here, let's close this door. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
Okay, so
we have subwoofers in the seats.
Yeah.
This is like a 4D.
Chair is vibrating.
We have a 4D sound system. Okay, that's crazy. 31 speaker Yamaha sound system with Dolby Atmos in 7.1.6 configuration. So true Dolby Cinema with subwoofers in the seats, by the way. This is totally wild.
Whoa, dude. What's up? There's big chilling in here. I was actually gonna come in here and retreat, and then I realized
we were getting massages.
Yeah, dude. This feels like the retreat lounge because I was like, all right, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna come in here and just relax. But then you're already in here, so I can't.
This is
I said this is made out of sheep wool.
Alpaca wool.
Is it alpaca?
Yeah.
Someone told me sheep, bro. So now my video's gonna be wrong.
Oh man.
They literally told me sheep.
Alpacas from 13,000 feet elevation in Peru.
That's crazy.
Oh, we found a driver.
Hello.
So you can have a talk come through the speakers and the microphones and the screen.
Where would you guys like to go?
KFC, dude.
Sounds good.
What a nice guy.
The laughing is so.
The laughing sounds creepy.
Yeah, the
dude.
laughing is distorted.
All right, so we also have feet extensions that even go further than the leg extension, which is crazy. You also have your vanity mirror and light right here. What's up, chat? USB ports up here, an iPad-ish holder, marble inserts. I don't know what's real. It's probably not real, but same type of marble stuff that you see up there. This is, am I missing anything? I mean, there's so many things to unpack.
There's a charging port up here.
Yeah.
And then charging here.
Oh yeah, Qi charging for your phone, which is nice. Oh my gosh. And then ambient light everywhere. The lights can dance to match your music. This whole thing is just next level.
Yeah, now you can really see the
oh my gosh,
ambient lighting a little better.
Okay, well I just kind of want to let it stay in here.
I mean, this is like what they were talking about yesterday, where you want to find ways for people to stay in the car even when they're not driving, when they're not sitting in traffic, when they're not waiting in parking lots for someone to run into the store. Like, they truly want your car to be almost like an extension of your home. Yeah. And that's, I guess, a cultural part of what people look for in their cars. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's pretty nice. I feel like if I owned this, I would actually find excuses to go out and sit in it. Yeah, I mean, I'd be way more likely to drive I-70 every weekend if someone was driving me and I had this screen.
Driving into the mountains to ski, but this is where you sit for ski traffic? Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, actually take the long way. Yeah. I'm good. So, as you climb out, you can note that this is alpaca wool, actually deriving supposedly from Peru, about 13,000 feet elevation. Feels nice. Actually doesn't feel as fancy as the sheep's wool in a Rolls Royce, but definitely feels premium. A couple power outlets down there, USB port, 60 watt and 100 watt, which is awesome. So you can charge your MacBook Pro at basically full speeds. And coat hook, max weight 5 kilograms for your dresses or coats, or both. And yeah, that's the lounge. I guess we could look at the front, although it feels like such an afterthought compared to this.
Yeah, let's see what the driver would be using.
All right, let's see what the driver has to deal with. The poor thing. Actually, this is a very comfortable seat, as you would expect. Pretty decent view, but it is funny to just see this wall behind you, and you know there's just someone watching you because there's this camera right here. And that's the camera that they see you through from the back. But everything else feels awesome. You want to hop in the passenger seat and see how that feels? I want to say this is next level because this is showing the rain and the beads of water on the actual cockpit. I guess you can't zoom in, but this, as you would expect, super snappy screen. It's actually dual Qualcomm Snapdragon 8295 chips that are powering this thing. So very, very snappy, very responsive, bright enough. Actually not super bright, which is interesting, but maybe there's a light or a dark mode, I'm not really sure. But otherwise, very similar to all the other Zeekr software that we've seen in other things. Maybe someday we can do like a really deep dive full tour, but there's a lot of things we simply don't understand. Cameras seem decently nice, not phenomenal, but pretty okay. You can see giant people walking around the car. And yeah, shows what the doors are opening and doing at the exact same time that you would expect. And yeah, that seems pretty standard. But even this has pet mode, or what did you call it? Pet balloon?
Animal balloon.
Balloon animal mode. Not sure what this.
That's, it looks like a repair mode potentially.
Oh, like a service mode.
Yeah.
And then this is car wash mode. So you have really quick access to those. And yeah, automatic parking. It does have ADAS autonomy features, a lot of the same stuff as usual. And yeah, so it feels kind of like the Zeekr switchgear from the 001 rather than the newer stuff from like the 007, which has like the Mercedes stock. Otherwise, Yamaha branding, so you have nice sound system up here too, so at least your front passenger or driver can have a good sound experience. This being, wait, is this a real digital mirror that shows the wall behind you? Like, there's no way to see past that wall. The angle doesn't work. So I would hope maybe this could turn digital, but I don't actually see a button for that. I mean, it could totally be in here. Again, I don't really know how all of this works, but wow, is that a fridge icon? Oh, this is like camera recording, photo. You can do a GIF, time-lapse video recording.
Wow.
You can see what other people have done.
Won't let us for security reasons,
Dang.
I'm sure.
Of course. Yeah, there's all the buttons for doors up there. And even the driver has a sunroof, which is nice. So actually, as a driver or passenger or both up here, it's fine, but like I'd much rather be in the back. I'm guessing our seats do have some level. Oh, you can even adjust the stuff for the rear passengers. So if you're too lazy to touch a touchscreen, you can ask your driver through the intercom system to adjust things for you. Same type of vents that we've seen in some of the other Zeekr cars. But is there any functions with the seats? Oh, but we do get heating and cooling. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, there's no way they wouldn't do that. And then that's an intensity too.
Yeah, that's the massage.
Normal massage, yeah, right. But no hot stone, that's only in the back. Okay, things are starting to make more sense. Okay, so I'm getting massage. So I do feel happy as a driver, which is probably pretty important. Beyond that, as far as, I mean, fit and finish, it does, of course, feel like a very nice vehicle. Again, it is quite expensive, over 100 grand US, which in China feels like a lot. Phone wireless charger here. These all feel like metal. I mean, some plastic, of course, but in general, nice touch points. You do have interior storage here with 2 more USB ports labeled, again, 60 watt and 27 watt, very specific. That's awesome. So you have even fast charging capabilities for the phones that support it, which a lot of phones here in China do. And a heads-up display way up there. The dash is huge. I mean, it is a very raked van.
It's giving Cybertruck.
But it is giving Cybertruck vibes just a little bit here. The headroom is insane.
Yeah, this is a tall vehicle.
To have all that space back behind us, that provides a very spacious open canopy right here. So, I like this. I would totally drive this, but I'd rather be in the back. So that's the Zeekr 009, a really, really nice place to be. We're about to catch a drive back to the airport to catch our flights back to the US, so don't have much time. Sorry for the brevity of this video, but sadly I won't be driving in this, but I will be sitting here as long as I possibly can until they pull me out of this thing, because this is where I'd rather be. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.
All right, it's time to go.
No, can't make me leave.